The answer to this question depends on how you see a commerce product and how you see an online store. And to simplify, there are two ways of seeing it. You can see a commerce product as a system, or you can see a commerce product as an experience. If you see it as a system, as a set of interconnected gears that serve a purpose from input to output, and the value is the functioning, or if you see it beyond the functioning, you seek another kind of advancement that's to do with the way people feel this. Yes. To understand this, the way you see commerce is crucial to try and understand where things are going, and which is the purpose of this explanation. And I'd like to give you three angles to this. The way you see the user, the way you see the metrics, and the way you see the goals or the objectives. The user, the metrics, and the objectives. Yeah. If you look at your online store and your commerce system as a system only, then users are objects, predictable, who do things in understandable ways. If you look at the online store as an experience, users are not objects, they are subjects, because they are subjective. There is not a notion of absolute relevancy, because things are felt differently. Users are human beings, driven by their contradictory human minds and emotions and emotional drive. Another element is the way you measure things, events. If you look at the online store as the events that take place as attributable components that take effect as in a sequence of events, linearly and causally, therefore in isolation from everything else that's happening in the real world, that's the way you understand your store as a machine, your store as a system. Yeah. However, if you look at events that take place for these subjects multidirectionally, multidimensionally, in ways that you cannot, with a sufficient degree of certainty, associate attribution, therefore you have an interpretation of the store as an experience. And finally, and most importantly, objectives. If you see your online store as a money-making thing, or you see your online store as a space to create positive experiences from where money is made. If you see the store where your objective is conversion and revenue, or you see the store where your destination is conversion and revenue, but not the means to that end. Okay? So if you see that the means to the end is conversion, or you see that the means to the end is having, for example, findability or a good positive experience. To look at what lies ahead and what's the future of commerce, is important to set your mind and your reasons on whether you see your store as a system or as an experience. And at Empathy Broker, we opt uncompromisingly to see the store as an experience. Okay? And this is why beyond our search product, we have an UI product and an insights product that are all about experience. And you know, a lot of people are talking about emotions or experiences, but one thing is to talk about these things, and another thing is to actually do them. When we actually do experiences, you have to provide a user interface. It's not just about providing a RESTful API. Because it's not, to give you a specific example, it's not about what we understand as computer scientists of what artificial intelligence is. It's about what a human being understands of it. And this understanding is articulated inevitably through the UI. So for search and all the sophistication that happens within search, it's not about whether you offer 35 features. It's about the way that person is going to see those features. So beyond the functioning, which is crucial, you have to think in terms of the design, the aesthetics, etc. Yeah? And this is why we compile all this through a number of components within Empathy X, which is our user interface for search that we plug onto any search technology. And this it's a perfect example of how we believe the future is going to be shaping, and the significance of the emotional drives, the perceptions, the aesthetics, the design. And when you think of the future, people talk about automation, of artificial intelligence, etc. And of course, that's crucial and provides value. But from our perspective, the automation is not going to be only about data, but about the way data is presented. So it's not just about setting the score number of an experience, but setting the way it's coming, the components and the visual components of it. So that's it. The future for us is not about data, it's about people.